Homefix.
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Go for it. Go for it.
Hey neighbor, Griff Hanning with Homefix. I'm here with Vicki Westifer with Remax Properties. Thanks for joining us today, Vicki. Known you for quite a while. How long have you been in real estate?
It's been 21 years.
21
Yeah,
years.
we celebrated our 21st anniversary last year, and our 20th anniversary last year, and we're going into that 21st year.
That's awesome. That's why I asked Vicki today, because she knows the housing market. So just going to ask you a few questions. If you could kind of describe the market right now in Colorado Springs, how would you describe it?
Well, actually, that's a great question, Griff, because I think that the public in general has one perception, and from a realtor perspective, it is slightly different.
What are those?
Well, last year and the year before, it's been a very hot market, and believe me, it is still a very hot market for sellers.
Interesting.
But the market has shifted a little bit. We have such limited inventory in our market right now that it has driven prices up over the past year and a half. But I think that sellers are convinced that prices are going up more aggressively than they are. And because of that, a lot of them are pricing their homes right around the spring, summer, hot season. They're pricing their homes as if everything is going to continue to climb aggressively. And it isn't quite that way. The buyers are kind of sitting back and going, yeah, I need to buy a house, but I'm not going to be ridiculous. And I'm not going to pay for something that's going to cost me later on when I need to sell.
That makes sense.
So I think that one of the things that's happening is the buyers have become a lot more educated to what's going on, and they're standing their, their position a little bit more. Now, in the lower price points where there are such multiple offer situations, and when I say lower, nowadays a lower price point is really about $350,000 and under.
Wow.
There is just so much competition that people really have to put their best foot forward if they want to buy a house, and in most cases, they're having to write 2, 3, 4, sometimes even more offers before they get one accepted.
Wow.
So it's a tough market for buyers, and it's a really nice market for sellers right now.
Awesome. So what recommendations would you give to a seller in this market?
The same recommendation I always give them, which is price your home correctly from day one.
How do you do that? Do you get on Zillow and just go with that number?
Not really.
Yeah.
Zillow has its purposes. It really does. But when it comes to pricing a home, they aren't using the tools that a realtor uses to determine what is actually a competitive price at that exact moment. They're using information that doesn't have all of the details that they need to have.
For sure.
If you price your home higher than the market will bear, what will happen is it will sit on the market. Our buyers are pretty savvy, and they do their research. They're going out and looking at competing properties, and they're just going to pass you by. And then you're accumulating days on market on your listing. And I have never had a buyer who doesn't ask me, how many days has it been on the market?
For sure.
And in our market now, oddly enough, 10 days is too long in most price points. It starts to look stale. So pricing it correctly so that you get the largest amount of traffic right away. When you have the largest amount of traffic, you have the best possibility of getting the right buyer and competing offers.
Awesome.
And then you can move on quickly.
So you mentioned sellers are anticipating more value, or their home to go up in more value than it may actually happen.
Right.
Like, if you could predict the future for us, what do you foresee happening here?
Well, I never got a crystal ball with my real estate license.
What?
I don't know what
21
happened.
years?
I don't know what happened. And I really envy people who have got that prognostication gene, but I don't. So I'm not going to tell you that I know what's going to happen. And a classic example was last year. Our normal June, July, August period is the hottest part of our market when prices are really escalating and activity is escalating. Last year, we had something really strange happen, and nobody really saw it coming. the market just sort of fell off a cliff right around the beginning of July. So our July and August market was very quiet and into the early fall. I don't see that happening this year because there's a lot more activity. But what's happening is the homes are going on the market and then they are selling really quickly. So it is keeping that inventory very, very low. The buyers that are out there that need to get into a new home, that are coming in, they're PCSing in or they're relocating in. And believe me, there are a lot of people moving here from various parts of the country, including California and some other states. And they need to get if they've got families, they need to get their kids into a home before school starts in the middle of August. So they're going to be coming in the next couple of months and buying houses. Generally right after school gets out, things start to heat up.
So again, if I'm a seller, I mean, we do a lot of work in people's homes. We come in and we'll paint, you know, that's one of the things that people ask us to do, of course, when they're trying to sell their home, make it look a little bit better. But the important things that I've found, and maybe you can correct me here, is, you know, check the roof, make sure it doesn't have damage, make sure the deck is safe, you know, all the plumbing fixtures are working. Is there anything else you'd add to that list on, like, most important role or most important things to focus on when selling your house?
I would say servicing the furnace and the AC unit, checking all of the appliances, make sure they're all working properly. And then the other thing, because I do request that my sellers do a pre-inspection so that they know what a buyer's going to find and they can decide what they're going to deal with, or at least get quotes for those things before we end up in a contract and have something unusual show up. And I've had that happen before, things that nobody would ever be aware of.
Should I mean, you mentioned maybe countertops. Would that be something that we'd want to install granite to make the house sell faster or something? Or is that
in this particular market, there are a lot of things that we would have done a few years ago, needed to do, that we no longer need to do because of the competitive nature.
Interesting.
But there are still things cosmetically that can improve, such as a kitchen or a bathroom, that a minor touch-up is going to make a big difference. Replacing a scratched-up sink, and once you do that, maybe changing out the countertop at that point, maybe putting in an updated backsplash to just add some bling to a kitchen that makes it a little bit more appealing. Changing lighters, and that's a very inexpensive upgrade. But if light fixtures, especially the bathroom fixtures, and the bathroom looks nice, but you've got brass in there, those are good places to put a little bit of money, and it will make a big difference.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your advice, Vicki. That's super helpful. Anybody's out there looking for a great realtor to get some good advice from, help price their home correctly, get a good market value, sell quickly, Vicki is the one to call, and call us after Vicki looks at your house, and we'll be able to fix anything that might need to be fixed.
And Homefix will be able to take care of all those things that we find.
You got it. Replace the roof, paint it up. We'll make it sell real fast. So
absolutely.
Thanks, Vicki, for joining us.
Thank you, Griff.
Yep.
It was fun.
That was fun.